Welcome to day 118 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. I just got back from kind of a long break. I was going to take a short break and then it ended up being a little bit of a long break, so sorry about that. But I did actually like quite a bit, like taking the break and also like I was studying some chess and I learned a new opening. So I might actually change the series from playing chess every day into like playing chess until I reach 1500 elo, and I might actually take more off days where I'll study a little bit more and rest up a little bit more, because I think sometimes when you actually do play every day, I'm finding out um, sometimes you kind of get stuck in the same mode and it might be harder to actually recover, just like if you go to the gym or something like that and you need days to recover. So I might change the series. I might change the title of it and just do playing chess until I reach 1500 elo, and maybe not post every single day, but we'll see. But just be aware of that it might not be every day. I might make it more typical to take more breaks. And also, I was kind of like I learned for white a new opening. I learned the Jobava London instead of the regular London. So I was like studying that a little bit because I thought it would be cool to change it up, and it's a more aggressive opening. And then I was getting kind of like perfectionist about it, so I wanted to like learn everything about it. But then you can't learn everything about it, so I'm ready to go ahead and actually just get back into real games because I haven't played a rapid game. I have played some daily games, so just a few moves in daily games that I'm in, but I have not played an actual rapid game in I think almost 2 weeks. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into a 15-minute rapid game here and see how that goes. Okay, and we're up against a 1300. I got black, so I can't use my new opening that I learned yet. Just gonna play the Caro-Kann. I was also gonna I also like studied a little bit more of the Caro-Kann, but I haven't learned too much about it. I mostly was just trying to learn the new Jobava London opening, and then also just like do some more puzzles and stuff like that. Um, okay, yeah. So I definitely need to learn more about the Caro-Kann as well. So let's see if he goes for the Alien Gambit here. I still don't really know how to. Okay, no, he doesn't do it. This is a different. He doesn't go for the taking, which would give us the Tartakower variation, which I kind of know a little bit about, but not too much. But instead he just hops back here with the knight. So I'm not sure what exactly variation that does give us. I think I'm going to, what do I want to do? Maybe just develop my bishop here. Hit the queen. If he pushes, we come back, but that creates a little bit of weakness around his king, maybe. It doesn't block anything in. So yeah, let's go here. Actually, no, if he pushes, I don't want to give the bishop up for the knight, and I don't want to come back here either, so I don't know if I do want to develop it all the way out. Let's just go. Oh, how do I get the bishop out? I don't want to block it off here. Okay, you know what? Maybe I will just block it off and then develop the bishop the other way around. So let's go here. And then I would aim to develop the bishop over on this diagonal. Either this one or this one. Um, rather than getting it out here right away. So it'll be a little bit more of a challenge to get that active. Get a knight here. Bishop comes out there. I could immediately hit his bishop and centralize my knight. Can't bring his bishop there. He can't bring it back, or I'll just take it and get the bishop. So yeah, he might need to. Actually, no. Um, let's just develop this knight first. Knight first, and then maybe make an opening here and try to put pressure this way. Also, should I go for just like an immediate pawn break to develop the dark square bishop here? Attack this. If he takes, do I want to trade? No, okay. I'm just going to develop this bishop first, actually, so that I have the option of castling very quickly. So yeah, hopefully the break was supposed to um, help me kind of recuperate, because I was blundering a lot right before I took the break. Um, but hopefully I won't actually end up being super rusty, because I have been learning stuff, but mostly about the new opening that I'm going to try playing, the Jababa London. And then I've done a few more puzzles, but aside from that, I haven't played actual games, so hopefully I won't be super rusty, but we'll find out here soon. So he develops this knight out, and both his knights are on this side. It's a little unusual, they're right next to each other. Do I want to allow anything to come here? Because I could play h6 to try to prevent either bishop or knight from going there at all. If this bishop comes here, no, that's not a threat because this pawn's blocking, so there's not a threat of the knight coming in for a fork or something here. But do I want to prevent the bishop from coming in on the knight? I don't think so. I don't think it matters because this already is, there's no pin here because the bishop's already here. So I think let's just develop this knight. And then we also maybe can trade on this e5 square if we want. Would I want to trade if I take there and he takes, then I take his queen and he trades it. Okay, now this bishop is out. You have to be careful if I castle, that this bishop is lined up for potentially, what do they call this? I don't remember the name, but this tactic where you sack the bishop, there's like a term for it, I think. And then the knight comes in, and then the queen comes here, and you try to get a very quick mate. So, although actually no, the knight's here, so I think that the king doesn't have to take, so I think the knight guarding would make it okay. But if he hops in here and I take here with the knight and then the pawn takes and this knight has to get kicked out, so then I wouldn't have a defender. So let's focus on developing the bishop first and not commit to castling yet. And I could actually go here and attack this bishop first, but then I'm not defending that. Let's just create an opening by pushing maybe this pawn. I think maybe getting seated on this diagonal might be nice. Or if I push this 2 squares, it does give me the option to check here, but it doesn't really do anything. So let's just go here. And then maybe give myself, I don't think I want to castle queenside actually, because I do have the pawns somewhat advanced. But I think he really wants me to commit to castling kingside, and to set up an attack there. Let's put our bishop here. Two castles. He's guarding. Do I castle? Do I have to be concerned about that? If he takes, the knight takes. This knight, if that attacks, then I just take it, bishop takes, and then I don't think there's anything there. The concern is if the knight is able to take, or to jump in here, and then the queen, and both of those can set up together, like with tempo. That would be the issue. I don't want to consider going here at all. Actually, how about I just play this? Because then it prevents the knight from coming in, which I think is more concerning, and then he could sack the bishop, potentially, but with this knight here, and also that maybe this bishop can come in, I think it's pretty safe. Okay, actually, here's what I'm thinking. I think I go here first, hit this bishop, then go here, and then I can use this bishop to come in and block, if he does try to sack or something. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Maybe I'm overly concerned about this threat, but it can be really dangerous sometimes, so. And it just seems like he has all the pieces lined up for it, so definitely want to watch out for that. So we'll force him to kind of make a decision here. Oh, interesting. So he does drop in this way and allow me to take here. The thing is, if I do take, you know, he takes with the pawn, and then my knight cannot get back to this defensive square. So he will still have all the pieces set up. But if I take right away, and then I just play this knight can't hop in, this bishop can't sacrifice, and the dark square bishop cannot sacrifice either to open it up. So I think that probably is fine. Let's try that. Although he could take with the knight, but I'm assuming he's gonna take this way and try to prevent me from coming back to defend. And then if I immediately castled after that, if he takes with the pawn and then I castle right away, then I could be like takes with check. If I take check, I go back here, and then yeah, I don't. That might be forced mate because I can't really defend it. So yeah, I think I'll just play this before castling. If he takes with the pawn here, he does. Go here, and then the only other concern would be him sacking a knight here on this square. I don't think he even has a way to do that. So now we do have the bishop pair. And this pawn could be a target. He doesn't have a quick way to defend it, so maybe I'll immediately try to attack it, although interesting. This knight comes over here. He's hitting this pawn. If I castle now, this knight can't come in. Can't really sack here or anything like that, so I think I'm safe to castle. I believe I should be safe to castle. Otherwise, I need to defend this pawn another way. Castle. What if he sacks like that? Take. Again, there's no immediate check after, so. Okay, hopefully I'm not missing something really dangerous. Let's castle. I'll be curious to see in the game review though if I did castle right away before, if it was going to be like a force mate or what. Because I think it might have been. I don't want to push this. His knight is kind of useless here, I want to say. So maybe I'll just allow it to stay there, but if the queen were to come over here, then we would have potential issues. So I might actually just, should I play this? Just to try to immediately like break out through here. Everything is defending it. Otherwise I could take here. I'll push that. I am playing rather defensively. I'm only focused on his threat, so maybe I need to look for some threats I can create myself here. He's defending his pawn with the rook. I have a way to really attack that pawn very much. I don't think I do. I can attack it with the queen. It's twice defended. I can't get the bishop on it because the squares are covered. If you go for this, he takes just win a pawn. If he doesn't take, do I take and then allow him to activate, or I'm not sure. I think I do want to go for this though. Is it risky? Do I just go for something like this and just try to open this diagonal? Something like bringing the rook over. Maybe just going here with the queen. Okay, no, I think I'm going to play this. Because I think I want to open all these pieces up. They're all kind of jammed in here. 4 pieces looking at this square. The only thing is it does weaken my king a little bit. It weakens the light squares here. Yeah. Create some kind of a plan here after whatever happens here. Feels like I don't see any clear targets that I can attack really, so maybe I need to open stuff up to create targets for myself, like pushing this or something. But we're still quite a few moves from really threatening all that much. I can't go here with tempo on the bishop because his knight will be saved. Could also slide the queen over to hit his knight. And then try to come in this way, and then if I can open up this diagonal with the queen there, we can put a lot of pressure on his king on g2. This knight hops over. Now if I take, he takes with the rook, can't take with the knight. This knight potentially wants to go here. That square is guarded. I can also actually just play this and cut off his defense of this square. He could still go here and maybe take the dark square bishop, but that's a huge deal. Wait, actually, if I just take here, he goes here, and the rook moves, don't I just win the pawn? Because I'll be double attacking the knight, so it does need to move. So I think I could win the pawn, can't I? And if he goes here and the rook moves, and then he takes the bishop, then if the rook moves to here, no, I can't move to there to guard the pawn. So maybe I lose the pawn back after. So here, here, moves here. He could also just take the pawn with the knight as well. I think I am just going to play this. He's able to take the bishop if he wants. Do I have anything else that like makes sense? I think I'm just going to play this because I want to cut off his bishop. His bishop is creating a high amount of danger over here. So yeah, double attacking the knight. I assume he's going to play this. So this knight is now guarded by the queen. I was thinking of maybe attacking it, but it is guarded, so. Yeah, we're cutting off, our king is weak on the light squares, but now we're kind of cutting off that potential for him to do anything there, I think. So now if I just focus on maybe opening up this diagonal for myself, I'm not sure where to put my knight here. Okay, also I do have to think if I want to go like this or like this. I think I would be better off just keeping the rooks connected for now. Rather than raising this rook up, lifting it up. I guess I could lift it and then use that to quickly double up here. Maybe that would be better actually. Okay, he doesn't take. I think I'm just going here. The bishop somewhere safe. Actually also, I mean, he did put his queen on this diagonal. However, the bishop is undefended, so if I tried to do a discovered attack or something, he might just be able to take the bishop. Yeah, I'm thinking of just going here. Oh wait, actually, this knight still guards here. I don't want him to end up getting a fork here. I mean, it's protected. I mean, the pawn protects it, like everything protects it, but I don't know. Let's go here. His knights are, just positioned really strangely, and it could be dangerous, but maybe there's also a way to, like, trap a knight or something. If I can cut off their defenses. I'm just gonna go here. Play this, because then I'll just take, queen takes. So we just win the pawn. Yeah, my knight, even though it's very centralized here, though, it feels kind of uncomfortable. Like, I can't really move it anywhere, and it's not really doing anything right now. So my knight actually feels like a weakness, even though it's so centralized. Thinking maybe bring the rook here to guard this. Okay, he is preparing to play this. He's weakening his light squares as well. If he does play this, I drop back again. He is able to take. Come into here. I think I'll just play this and I'll allow him to kick my bishop out. I think that's fine. Let's open up our diagonal. Still guarded by this pawn. Oh wait, actually, ooh, is he able to just do that? Oh, no, the knight is guarded. Never mind. It's guarded by the queen and the bishop. For a second, I thought that it was just guarded by the pawn, but it's protected many times over. Although actually, no, there's no sacrifice because it's guarded twice there. This position is pretty interesting. Like, we both have kind of some weaknesses on our king here. He has these really bizarrely placed knights, but I don't know if they're going to be a great asset to him or potentially a weakness in the long run. At the moment, it's pretty hard to tell, actually. I have this, but there's no way to utilize that right now. Because if I do something, he's just going to take the bishop. So maybe I'll move the queen here. So that it's guarding the bishop, and it maybe is pressuring something here and allows the rook as well to come over to this file. I think I like that, and I can still take back if he takes the bishop with the knight. It's also maybe preparing queen to come here, which could be a checkmate threat. If the knight moves. Where will the knight move though? Because right now I can only move the knight here. Taking a little while. This square, as long as this square is always guarded by this pawn, and as long as this pawn doesn't become pinned, the pawn could become pinned if he takes here. I take, No, because the queen can't get in here because this pawn guards. I don't know if he has a way to actually end up pinning this and creating any kind of threat there. And plus, I also have this knight still guarding, so yeah, as long as these kind of critical squares for his knights are covered by my pieces and my pawns, I think we are pretty comfortable. So the two moves I'm thinking of are either bringing the rook over here, immediately guarding, but that's kind of a single purpose move. I'm just guarding the bishop. The rook isn't necessarily useful on this square. Oh, actually, I didn't consider him going there at all. So, yes, not a great way to address that. Go here. His queen is under threat. Actually, does that work? No, because if he, well, actually, maybe it does, because then if he takes, I take. And if he, actually, if he just takes here, no, never mind, it doesn't. He can just take the knight right away and nothing is attacking this. I could go this way though. He could take the bishop, but then I could take his bishop. If he takes here, then I take the queen. Doesn't have any checks, so I'm considering this. Yeah, I didn't realize that my rook was actually at risk of getting trapped. Can't block it. Okay, that's what I think I'll go for. Let's see how that works. So, take. You can't take anything here, everything's guarded. Could try to kick my knight or something. I can always hop back here. Yeah, I think I need to go ahead and play. I think I'm going to play this. But if he does something else, I don't know what to do because I still need to escape the rook and it doesn't have any escape squares. Maybe I can make a space here, try to get a queen trade, threaten mate if the queen moves or something. Assuming, so this is assuming if he doesn't take. Doesn't take, come up here. This rook is still guarded. This rook guards the bishop. Takes the rook, I take there. Okay. Just trying to make sure I don't end up with any other hanging pieces or anything. He's taking his time once again. We both are getting kind of low on time. I mean, I'm lower, which is typical, but he is down to under 6 minutes as well. Maybe I could try to play quick. You still have to be careful though, because I'm worried that later on one of these knights might just have like a fork or something that I forget about because I'm not paying attention to it anymore. I guess you could also slide a rook over here. But then I just step aside and then he still has this threat. And in fact, that's even more like dangerous for him because then my bishop is guarded. So then his queen is under threat and his bishop's under threat. Okay, he does take. So I don't think there's any alternative to me just taking here. don't want to spend too much time. The bishop's attacked twice but defended twice. This queen almost could be in danger. I don't think it is though, because he has... Yeah, no, he has a lot of squares to get out. But it is pretty deep in my territory here. If I attack it with anything like this, he'll just get out. Which maybe I'll do to kick him out, because I don't want to allow him to maintain a lot of pressure here. He does leave on his own. And let's go here. Be careful with the knight. Where's the knight going to go if it gets attacked? This cuts off its only square, so I don't want to go there. I think I'll go... a little tricky. Maybe I will just go here, offer a trade. Offer the queen trade here. This pawn becomes a passed pawn. It's a little bit dangerous. I could also go here, attack this pawn. Pick me. Just go here, actually. Yeah, I think I'll just go there, because then that allows my bishop to get active, if he doesn't take it. Go here. Because I would like to get the bishop more active. At the moment, it's just sitting under threat of the knight. I'm having to guard it. It's in a weird spot. He comes over there. If I go here, I think the knight will get trapped. I believe that's still the case, so I think I need to go either here or here. Here pressures the pawn, but it doesn't really do too much. I think here. I don't know though, actually, because then I can't really get on the light squares. Where he just takes. I could come here, but that's really out of the game. So okay, I'm gonna go here. Because neither option seems great. I feel like the light squares give me more flexibility though, even though he's kind of controlling them a little bit with his queen. I guess it also allows me to come up to here though. And it guards the pawn, so that's a plus. And if he doesn't take the bishop, then I want to place it right here. Let's see. This pawn has been fairly restrictive, actually. Like, if I could have gotten rid of it, it would have been nice, because it's kind of the reason why my position has been restricted. A lot of times I want to get on one of these squares. My knight couldn't move. The bishop couldn't really go here. Did force me to kind of push this pawn forward, creating more weaknesses, although right now I don't feel like my king is that weak. Okay, we're both quite low on time, actually. I'm at 2 minutes, he's at 3 minutes, so maybe I need to just focus on playing for time. Oh yeah, also I need to make sure this pawn stays guarded. Potentially easy to forget about this one, and it is guarded by the queen being here. So that's a good spot for me to be, I think. He does take here, we take here, and then maybe we try to get the rooks doubled up on the file. The queen on its own can't do too much. Okay. He takes. I take, he takes. Maybe I need to take, but it doesn't have a threat of mate here, because the rook is guarding, but then... Push? No, I don't think I can push because it's not guarded. Do I need to worry too much about this? Yeah, I think if I don't want to lose this pawn. Okay, I think I'm gonna take. Hopefully there's not a way to remove this defender. I don't think there is. Oh, we can move it right. Okay, let's take. I don't have time. Takes there. I think let's go here. This is still guarded. This is guarded here. Yeah, let's just get the bishop out. And at this point, I have to just play quickly, regardless. Maybe bring the knight back this way. I don't know. The knight still feels very awkward. I think I do need to bring it back because it's completely useless right now. So maybe I'll go for this. But still, even there, it's like, doesn't do anything. So move my queen first. Queen could go here. Queen could go here. This is still guarded. I think I will go here. Still guard this, and then we prepare to bring this rook into the game. We maybe give ourselves options to, I don't know, to create some kind of attack or threat on his king later, because we are looking right into where his king is. But I don't have a light square bishop to like help support the queen at all back here. Okay, knight's coming back. Attacking this is double attacked, it's twice defended. Let's go ahead and route this knight back. Okay, he is pinning this pawn. He's not attacking that. But... wait, no, never mind. He's just threatening mate here. Actually, forgot that this knight was even looking there. So I need to drop back. Or go here. I think I'll go here. No, I'll drop back with the queen. No, but then this is not defended, so I can't go there. Yeah, I have to go here. Protect mate. This is still defended. I don't know. This is quite a tricky position though. Go here and go here. We're trying to trade the knight off. Also bring the rook over this way. Might make more sense. Then the rooks are they're not connected. They're kind of weirdly placed. Oh, wait. Okay, he gives a check there. I wasn't looking at that because he didn't capture anything. Go to the side. Where does he go after that? I'm just gonna go to the side because I don't have time to figure out which square to go to. Oh, okay. Another check. Am I? Yeah, that was a fork thing. Yeah, I didn't see that. I think he's playing really well. Like I don't feel like he's made any mistakes, or he has and I've just missed them. But I want to say he's going to have really high accuracy when we check into game review. If he has really bad accuracy and I miss a ton of mistakes, that will be unfortunate. But I don't think that's the case. Okay, let's take both. I can take here. This is double attack. Here. Take here. Yeah, I just don't have time to. Material. I'm just gonna go here and then like come back with the king or something. I don't know. Take there. Keep track of all the places his knight can go. That's good. I'm just gonna go down. I think I might be screwed, but let's see. Okay, this... No, it's not hanging. It's guarded by the rook. Still want to route my knight back this way. I was losing track of the knights, so the knights did kind of come back to hurt me there. I had a feeling that would happen, even though they were kind of useless for a long time. Okay, let's route this guy back. He's moving his king, so he might not have a great follow-up idea of what to do right now. Okay, he's creating quite a bit of pressure there. Let's go here and try to trade queens. Let's go here. The open file. I feel like I'm going to end up getting forked again, though. Go here. This rook. Actually, no, the knight guards that as well. So we can move that rook away. Play this, does that do anything? Here, comes down. I'm just going to play this because I don't know. Need some kind of idea here. This king can't come in this way. If he does come down, he is attacking this. I can't go there. I'm thinking I could double attack this, but he is twice defending it. I'm thinking just knight back to guard here. Yeah, this pawn has really actually been an issue for a while. Because again, I just can't put any pieces there. I can't bring my rook up there. I'm just going to put it. Start guarding. Maybe rook up and then walk the king out this way. Wait, actually, I could attack the rook with my king like this or like that. Okay, now I can't. Okay, I think I need to take, probably. It's really restricting me quite a bit. Just take. Not overcomplicate. That's still under attack. Let's bring the king up. He could check. No, because then I take. He can't check. I guess he could check here and then force a trade though. Oh no, never mind. He takes my rook after. I forgot. So he was able to check. Now these are going to be attacked. This one's guarded. This one's not guarded. And all I have is the knight. Let me go here to guard this one, and then if he attacks this one, I'll come up here, I guess. Yeah, pretty rough though, trying to defend against a rook here. I'm really curious about the game review of this game. Like, I want to know if he actually played really well, or if he had a bunch of mistakes that I just wasn't seeing. Oh, my accuracy too. Okay, he has that. Let's defend it, then he attacks that. Let's just attack this one. King in. His time is lower than mine now, so maybe he'll actually get too low on time. But I don't know. He has the rook, so it makes it pretty simple. Attack there. That's guarded. This is guarded. So actually, maybe we're kind of okay. This I can guard maybe with the king. But then it seems like we'd get totally stuck in that position. Okay, let's... King can't come in there. Let's go here. Have to watch out for a fork on the king and the rook, because that would totally change things. Okay. I think we just have to go over. Actually, he does have... He is able to use the rook to keep checks here, but I think I can just go back and forth, probably. He can't check this square, but when I'm on this square, he can check. This is guarded, this is guarded. He's kind of stuck. Okay, yeah, he can push his pawn, so... push, push. Yeah, he is... I go here. He's gonna take... To get rid of his rook, to maybe do something. Let me just try pushing my pawn. He's going to be able to make a pass pawn here very quickly. Can't really push mine because he just takes... I'm going to have to defend it with my knight somehow, but I can't really do that. He does have to move the rook. If I go here, rook can't go here. He is able to go here. I'm going to try this because I'm definitely lost. I just need to try to create a chance for him to make a mistake. And he is lower on time, so let's just keep that pressure on. Okay, I'm able to take this, and then he can take... Let's go up here. I guess he's just gonna push, but... Oh wait, I am threatening this fork. If he pushes, I fork him. Okay. I got lucky and I happened to stumble into that. Okay, so now this is under threat. I can go ahead and start pushing here. Okay. Go here. These pawns are locked up. He's gonna have to go back. I can start coming in. Should I just chase this pawn first? Should I chase that one down? Or actually no, let me come up and I can attack these ones. And just use the knight to always cover this. Go here, he comes. No, he can't come in. He comes in there, I take, he takes. Then I have the two pawns to push. I could also kick him back first with this. Maybe he goes over, I go here. Okay, I'm going to play this first. Okay, and then... Actually, can I just... No, because I'm behind the pawn. I can't just promote right away, but I can just take here. Oh, wait, did I mess up? Because I just let him kind of close me in. So I can only move my knight now. Okay, I have to move the knight here. Maybe I messed up with that. Maybe I should have taken first and not pushed the pawn. Now he has to... Okay, he resigns. Cool. Yeah, I think I was going to be okay there. He had to move his king back, and I was going to be able to take, because he couldn't still guard the pawn, and then I had the two pawns, and this one's blocked. And if he tries to chase the knight down, then I can promote way before he can take the knight and promote. So it all came down to that knight fork, which I got really lucky. I didn't see that when I made the move. I just tried to move... I was just trying to move somewhere that created a threat and gave him a chance to blunder, and then I realized right after that if he pushed the pawn, I would get the fork, and then he actually went for that, so yeah, that was nice. Got kind of lucky. Let's check the game review. We did get a win and we're up to 1282. Even though it was looking really rough all the way until that fork. And I really am curious. Okay, no, our accuracy was not very good. 71 and 70. So he was not playing as good as I thought. I just felt like he was playing really well. I wasn't finding any weaknesses in his position really. but clearly they were there, and I was just playing maybe a little too defensively because I do fall into that habit where I get too focused on the threats that they're creating and don't create enough of my own. And it says he had 3 blunders. He really had 3 blunders, and I missed them. Okay, this might be actually a lot worse than I thought. Let's go through the moves here. Okay, and yeah, I'm not very familiar with this type of the Carl, so it did kind of throw me off because this position was very unfamiliar to me. Okay, it wanted me. Everything was pretty much fine here. Yeah, okay, everything is fine here. Nothing crazy. It's pretty much equal. This, it shifts a little. It did want me to go for this break right away. C5. Maybe that was what would have allowed me to get more active because I felt like his pieces were quite active and mine were playing defensive roles for most of the game. So maybe just a simple break here is all I needed because once he had that one pawn that was just closing my position off, all my minor pieces felt very hard to get active. So maybe this break is all that would have made the difference. So here, what would I want him to play? Take. Take is good. He wants him to bring the queen down. Then do I just take? Then his knight gets active. He wants my knight to come here. So we just keep the tension, I guess. If I do take, what does it say? It's excellent. So taking is fine. His knight comes in. And then we prevent our position from being restrained, and we have a lot more prospects for these pieces. So I think maybe that was actually a major mistake, even though here it wasn't like a big deal. It just said, you know, it said this move was good, b6 was good, but it prefers c5. But I do think that might have been a big game changer actually to just go for that break early. Okay, this, yeah, I need to see if I castle right away. Was I correct that this would be, no. I was worried that it takes, I think if I do take, no, that's a blunder. Okay, never mind, maybe I'm fine. Oh, because I'm controlling the square with the bishop. Oh, I guess I totally failed to see that. Okay, yeah. I somehow I didn't realize that I had control over this square. I was worried that this was going to work. Because if I wasn't guarding this, I think the tactic would work. But I actually was, and I didn't realize. So I played h6 to guard this, and maybe I didn't even need to. Although it still said it was an excellent move, so. We're going to go here. We attack the bishop twice. Yeah, I guess I didn't notice I was attacking it twice if I did that, because the queen is pressuring it. And if the bishop moves, it wants us to trade the queen. Here, and maybe just castle. No, it wants this. If this castling bad, he is able to come into here, which does fork the bishops actually. So I think castling is that a blunder? Yeah. So, I might have accidentally done that. I think maybe I would have noticed, because I noticed pretty quickly just now, but so yeah, didn't play that move. Let's see where things got like dangerous for us. So it did want me to push this. This seems very ugly pushing this many pawns here and weakening the king that much. But I guess this knight is what became pretty dangerous later, much later on. So that was inaccurate to castle. Guess I should have just kept my king in the center. So if I push him, oh yeah, and then he comes with the check, and then I have to not be castled. That seemed very unappealing to me. Then it wants him to sack the knight for this pawn. Yeah, I guess because he is trapped here. But he probably wouldn't have done that because he would have seen that he would be trapped. So I think he would have gone back to here, I think. It says that's best. I don't know why it's wanting him to sack the knight for the pawn. Or it was showing that, but then it shows this is best. Castling kind of weakened my position. Did want me to kick his knight. And this was a mistake. Okay. Again, it wants me to kick him. I was kind of just scared of playing that move. It just seems sketchy. Wait. This was a mistake. And this, I guess this was the main mistake, because now it's +4, so I just couldn't figure out anything else to play, so I thought I need to, like, free up my pieces. But I think losing the ability to push this pawn to kick his knight is maybe a big downside, because now I've extended this pawn forward and I have no way to kick his knight anymore. So maybe that's a big factor there. That was a miss, though. And so I want him to attack this pawn right away, and I am able to guard it. No, but then he takes this one. This one's not guarded. He was able to fork those pawns, actually, and I didn't notice. Okay, that would have been good to see. That was his miss. Yeah, okay, so that was the reason. I think it was a combination. It was one, that I can't kick the knight. Two, that I accidentally allowed him to fork a pawn there. Why the eval went down so much. Okay, but then this was best. We cut off the bishop. So I think, yeah, that was a good idea. Then the knights just got very aggressive, came in here. And then I didn't realize the later on danger of getting this, the rook trap when the bishop came in. So it did actually want me to go up here. That way, and then also I have more options for double stacking the rooks. So yeah, I kind of regretted not going here afterwards, not going up. Instead I went to the side. And that was an inaccuracy, so okay, bishop there was best. This was a miss. Wanted the queen here. Yeah, the queen here is nice actually, because it controls this square, which is what allowed the rook to get attacked. And I could have maybe also controlled it with a pawn move or something, but I was kind of unaware of the danger of the bishop coming to this square until it happened. We push that, and then want him to kick my knight with this pawn. And I would have had to go, I would have probably gone back to here to try to trade. It wants me to use the king to attack his knight there. What, is this bad though? Let me see. Oh, never mind, I forgot. He would hang the bishop, so. Oh yeah, I guess I would be losing a piece there. So there was another tactic I did not realize, because kicks the knight can't jump to anywhere where it defends. But it wants me to create an attack of my own, so then maybe that actually does solve the problem, potentially. What does it want him to play? What if his knight moves back to here? Now, if he moves back to here, I can take, and then take again, and then his king is kind of exposed. See, I just take. Can't really go anywhere great. I guess he could go here. No, that says it's a blunder. Leads to losing a bishop, because take, take. But he has this other knight to guard, so how does that work? Oh, I forgot, because the bishop is still threatening the queen, yeah. So he has to take there. That's with check, though. Go here, queen's under threat, comes back, and then I can take the bishop. Okay, that's a pretty complicated tactic, I will say. Alright, let me go back to where we were, though, because I kind of started going down things that weren't played. Alright, that was his miss. He didn't find the tactic there, so yeah, he wasn't playing as well as I thought, because it felt like he wasn't really making mistakes, but there were quite a few. And then this was a mistake, really. I felt like this was a good move. He just wants this. Then he takes. And I take. And what did this move even do? Take here. I don't know. I'm not sure why pushing that pawn was even that useful. You just allowed your bishop to be taken without a fight. But if he takes it, take. So I don't understand what the problem is with that. We both lose a bishop. Seems way better. Okay, then the rook comes over. Then we go here. Trade the queen. Knight captures. Oh, the knight captures with check. Okay, this is really complicated though. Because the knight captures with check, I can't take the queen, and then he's gonna have. Then he's able to just take the. I think he's able to just win that bishop. Take, I take, and then the knight can get away. Yeah, okay. Really fancy tactics that could have happened there, but neither of us saw those. And those are pretty hard tactics to see, I want to say. But they were made possible by the fact that he had so many active pieces in my position and this pawn was restricting me. So I think it really does come back to just positionally playing a little bit better and preventing this from happening. Maybe going with that early c5 pawn break, getting my pieces a bit better, and not pushing f6. I think that all of these crazy things that did happen were caused by those smaller decisions early on. And that was best for him to give that check. That was pretty useful. I was not really paying attention to this because it wasn't a capture. I didn't think it was useful. I didn't see it forking anything, but it actually was because he followed it up with the other check, and then he was able to fork the rook there. And at this point, both of us, or particularly me, but both of us were quite low on time. We did take a long time in the middle game. All right, dropping back here. It's kind of crazy that I ended up winning this, but yeah, it was just because he blundered that fork at the end when we both were low on time. Knight coming back was great. Now we're actually like a little bit more equal here. Plus 1.2 for him, but he's up 2 points of material. So didn't like the queen back, but I was low on time and I just figured that this, with the queen being here, could be super dangerous. So I just wanted to get the queens off the board so my king would not be in danger. That was a miss. There was, what does this do? Rook goes back. Then the knight comes in. Didn't I play that just in the opposite order? Oh wait, he blundered here. What's the blunder? So here's one of his blunders. He had multiple blunders here at the end. I mean, I know the one blunder was missing the fork, but the other two, this is one of them. Don't see a fork. Really, like, I'm trying to find this tactic, but I really don't know what it is. Go here? No, this is guarded twice. It's guarded 3 times. Oh, wait, do we just trap the rook if I go here? No, because you can go here. I think. And attack him with this. Oh, yeah, maybe it does trap him with the king, actually. No, but he can take this. If he goes here... Oh, no, I go here and then I guard and attack. And then he can't go over. Okay, I think we do trap the rook here. Yeah, that was not on my radar. Here, here, here. And then he has to give it up for the bishop. Okay, cool. Again, a little bit hard to see. That's kind of a difficult trap. I guess it makes sense. He only has this square. That's guarded by the knight. And it seemed like he's fine once he goes here, but then, yeah, no, actually I can go there, and then he can't take this. Okay, that wouldn't have been too hard to find, actually. And then it wanted the knight to come here. Oh, I missed another fork. Okay. So he actually started giving up a lot of tactics here at the end. I think just the time pressure. Before we both were taking a lot of time, and then at the end we're both just playing as quick as possible. Okay. Took here. That was a blunder as well because now he... Oh yeah, he trapped the rook here either way. But because here he was able to take mine back, if I went this way he wouldn't have been able to go here and then take mine back, so it would have been just trapped without any way to get any kind of compensation for it or take the rook back. It wouldn't be a trade. So now I'd be up +2. Okay. There were multiple ways to trap the rook. Or multiple opportunities to trap the rook. So we just get the trade here. Knight versus rook. And then I was just hoping that he was going to blunder a fork, which is really easy to happen at these kind of endgames. And sure enough, we take there, he attacks, and then he pushes the pawn, and we get a nice winning position here. And then only thing is I want to see... Okay, no, that was best. It was best to go ahead and check him then. If I just went here right away, is that fine? Yeah, okay, that's fine as well. We take here. For a second I wasn't sure because after I checked him, and then he went over, and then I went over. Okay, no, that's why. It didn't want me to go over. That was the issue. I think I should have walked the pawn up further. Yeah, that's what it is. Come up here. Walk the pawn up further. Force him down here. Oh wait, no, I could literally just promote. Why did I think I couldn't promote? I thought I was going to have to go over here. But because I had opposition, yeah, never mind. I could have just promoted. I can go here. Didn't even need to bother with these ones. Okay. Yeah, I haven't studied in-games at all lately, so maybe I need to go back to actually studying in-games, because for a little bit I was like studying them and learning about them, but this was pretty straightforward, and I was thinking he was going to be able to just sit his king there and not move it, but if he moved, wait, because if I go here, he doesn't have to move his king. What if he just moves the pawn? And then if I take, then he just has to move anyway. Okay, that's why. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking, is that he had other ways to move, so he wasn't forced to. But the other way to move, I would just capture, and then he'd be forced to move again. So that's why I think I overlooked that. Either way, it didn't matter because we were going to be able to win with capturing these pawns and then promoting one of them. So yeah, interesting game. I think I got pretty lucky there at the end, and there were a lot of tactics that I totally failed to see. So maybe I am a little bit rusty, I don't know. I think in some ways the break was helpful, but maybe I extended it a little too long. But I am excited though to play as white and try the Jobava London opening, because yeah, typically I've always played the regular London, and it's a pretty like uh, dull opening generally, especially if you don't like know it super well. And the Jobava London is a much more aggressive, very similar, so it's easy for me, I think, to kind of learn it when I already know the regular London, but much more aggressive, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that can happen. So I'm excited to give that a try in an actual rapid game. So maybe we'll get white tomorrow, and we could try that out. We'll see. Or if I do play tomorrow, because like I said, I will take more off days. Maybe it'll be more like every other day, and I am gonna take every day out of the title, because I do think I need to take more days to actually just study a little bit, like take the time when I would play a rapid game and instead learn something new and study something, rather than just playing over games over and over again, and also just giving the mind time to recuperate. So yeah, I might not be every single day, but when I don't play, I'll be trying to study and learn something new, and hopefully that will allow me to actually progress quicker than if I just play games every day and I don't have as much time to study. So we'll see if that works out. We are really close to 1300, so I'm hoping if I can get a couple good games in, that I could hit it here very soon. And yeah, this has been day, what is it, 118, I think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on day 119.